Usha International, one of the leading manufacturers of sewing machines, along with IMG Reliance, have come up with a new creative, sustainable fashion label called Usha Silai, wherein 4 designers visited rural areas across the country, empowered the women in all those areas with skills of stitching and sewing. And the man who steered the project towards the right direction, I have with me the executive chairman of Usha International, Mr. Krishna Sriram, sorry about that. Sir, would you please take us through the journey of Usha Silai and the inception of this brand, Usha Silai?
No, we started Silai schools about 6-7 years ago, based on women in population areas less than 5,000. That's changed a little bit, but basically we wanted to give training to people at the bottom of the pyramid in such a way that, and to empower them. We don't sell them the machine, we give the machine and training for a week, 10 days, and this has been going on for a period of 5-6 years. Then we find these women, once they start doing this, they earn income for themselves, they change their livelihood, they get more empowered in certain ways, and they were getting contracts for clothing for schools or for police uniforms. And there was a thought that firstly they're in rural areas, we're in every state in India, 3-4 different countries, is to try 4 areas where we use the local fabrics, local designers who have the sensibility of that region and get the ladies in that place to make the garments. Now this is a nice thing from a fashion point of view, from a sustainability of existing patterns and localized fabrics, and also we get them to be able to produce at a level of urban quality. That means women from this sort of background can produce clothes that can be sold at the highest level. Not the highest level, but this is our attempt, so that it's not just Silai, but also Silai plus fashion. And our idea will be to share as much of the revenue that comes from each garment back with the lady herself. So mostly for us, this is to promote our sewing business. People being creative, people realizing they can become very creative within their own right, and also use that creativity to earn. And if we can do it at the bottom of the pyramid, we can do it at the top of the pyramid.
Absolutely. And what was the experience like in terms of the creativity that the women out there showed? It could be, how open were they to this whole idea?
In the long run, I want these ladies to design their own clothes, and we will sell them in urban markets. Right now, we're using designers from those areas who also have worked with these women very well to bring them up to this sort of standard. What I find is most of the designers we worked with are very surprised with the skill sets these ladies have, without nearly the training that you put into people in urban areas, because in rural areas people actually get into doing it themselves very quickly, they learn very quickly, but they still need guidance in how to produce this quality, this cutting and all that. And Usha for us is a facilitator in the process.
Sure, the guidance, they are in safe hands, they are in the right hands, I'm sure.
Well, we hope we are in the right hands also.
It was a pleasure speaking with you, sir, and all the best for all your future endeavors. Thank you. Thank you. Well, such a humanitarian deed. It is so good to see people investing in talent and helping them come up and helping them reach a level. I mean, imagine from a grassroots level right to the Lakme Fashion Week runway here. That's quite a successful journey for them.
Lakme Absolute Nudes. India is diverse. Color, deep, rich, all beautiful. India's nudes reinvented. Lakme Absolute Nudes. Reinvent.
Thank you, Sonal.
Amme, this is Sonal. Thank you, Sonal. Thank you, Sonal.
ये लोग मुझे थैंक यू क्यों बोल रहे हैं?
मैं बताती हूँ.
When you buy an Usha sewing machine, more than 1% of the proceeds go towards empowering women in rural India through Usha Silai schools. That's why.
Rumor has it that the glossy, beautiful and pretty-looking world of fashion is born out of a modern market, high-end machines and a whirlwind of urban speak. But we beg to differ. The Reimagined Fashion Initiative relooks at the current narrative in the fashion business and partners with the local Usha Silai communities of self-made rural women entrepreneurs to create fashion for the urban market. We are looking at a powerful narrative of empowerment and inclusivity in fashion.
Fashion will make it work. Fashion will give them wings. While they will be like kites of the joyous Uttarayan, we could be the string. Paddle away this black machine, woman, with your guarded self and scrutiny. For every stitch will weave a bigger clock of destiny. Reimagine order, reimagine fashion. For who would, if we do not join hands in, who would make fashion good?
Do you see all the grime, all the dirt, all the greens? Not the green of prosperity, nothing spick and clean. But ever heard of sadness weighing your heart? Ever heard of conditions stopping you to start? The algae, too, on the water body contains powerful expression, building beliefs out of grim realities to reimagine fashion.
While they sit on the machines putting threads and needles, thinking about their kitchens, men and their children in the cradles, what made us always look beyond the primitives, whilst we have heard stories of the escapes, the fugitives. Ranis, as we would call them, with their weapons of creation, the poshaks are their armory, reimagination of fashion.
Windows of opportunity, windows of the far side, through which they saw the sunsets, and they shall now see it bright, from where they'll see the birds fly free, and will embroider their footprints in the fashion-speaking tree. Spaces aren't huge enough to accommodate the growing passion, with their faces speaking volumes for you to reimagine fashion.
It was indeed heartwarming to see all those incredible women walk on that ramp, and what they've done, all thanks to these gentlemen out here. Hats off to you guys. I mean, I'm sure it must have been very challenging to get these women to do what they did today, to get them from the villages, and I mean, they wouldn't have dreamt ever that they'll be doing what they're doing today. Is it? What was the experience like?
I mean, it's exactly the word you used. It's heartwarming to see them, walk with us on the ramp, because, we've seen like 10 meters of this project through the past 6 months that we worked with them. And now it's reached a stage where it's concrete, and we know, but this is just the beginning, so it's great.
Of course. Thank you so much, Srijit. Well, we've also got with us Amit Richard from the brand Amrich, and we have Santhan Sarkar and Soham Dave as well. Well, we would like to know what y'all thought of this whole project. We'll start with Amit.
I think we signed on for the project because of what we heard that Usha was doing for the women, and we've spoken about it unanimously that it's something that connected us with the idea of training the women to do something which we actually initially thought might be we might have bitten off more than we could chew, but I think it shows, and it's hats off to the women and to Usha, because the coordination that worked beautifully, and we were just, I think, gears that helped in making the machinery move. So I hope that takes the machinery forward and it works that.
Well, so what do you think? Where does this go forward? What's the next step?
I feel going forward, I think what we have achieved so far is just the first milestone. So I think the way we have come till here, we should continue, and we should, it's not that we have taught them, it's like, it's hands in hand, and we also have learned many things which we were, one thing I would like to focus here is, optimism and enthusiasm. That is what I have personally learned from the women, and I think we should continue that and go forward.
Usha Silai project has been a dream for us, because we worked in villages where we are talking about women who have social inhibitions. They've come forward. The excitement that they've showed to realize our dreams and realize their dreams together, to amalgamate that, and we could only work as a catalyst. Without their excitement, without their zeal, nothing of this would have been possible. So I think it's kudos to the entire team, and thank you, Usha, for having this entire dream here and having us also part of this dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure, and I'm sure this was a dream come true project for Usha, for IMG, especially for the women out there. Thank you. All thanks to you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mike did it.